Sacre Coeur is a church located at the highest point in Paris. It was built out of guilt. During the Franco-Prussian War, Napoleon III was practicing a wag-the-dog strategy to distract the citizenry calling for a return to Republican government or to a monarchy. His wife was quoted as saying, "If there is no war, my son will never be emperor." Unfortunately for Napoleon, he picked a fight he couldn't win with Prussia. Prussia's Bismarck proceeded to beat the snot out of the French. Most of the fighting ended when the 120,000-strong French army was captured en masse, along with Napoleon. With Napoleon out of the way, the French formed a new republic and vowed to keep on fighting. Bismarck shrugged his shoulders and beat the snot out of them too, laying siege to Paris and taking it. Germans walking through Paris got the peasants upset, so they revolted, creating the Paris Commune, another great doomed French socialist experiment. Bismarck, who managed to use the war to unite the various independent German states with Prussia, creating the First German Reich, got what he wanted, so he left. With the Germans out of the way, the Commune took control of Paris through the socialist-controlled National Guard. What was left of the Republican government, squatting just outside of Paris and Versailles, attacked. There were lots of atrocities on both sides. Republican soldiers shot communards out of hand. Communard mobs killed anyone associated with the Republic, including the Archbishop of Paris. The Republican army had more fun and success fighting peasants than fighting Germans. They managed to beat the mob. Montmartre was symbolically important for the communards. When they first took over, this is where they stashed a bunch of cannons to keep them away from the Germans. Also, a bunch of communards hid from the Republican army in some mines under Montmartre. The army didn't try to coax them out, they simply left them there and dynamited the entrances. After the fighting ended, the French general proclaimed, "To the inhabitants of Paris, the French army has come to save you." The government then proceeded to execute about 20,000 communards out of hand and jail or deport another 7,500. Around 4,000 ran away to other countries. So the French just got whipped by the Germans in a fight they started. The war resulted in their worst nightmare, a united Germany. The mob takes over Paris and commits a bunch of atrocities. The army defeats the mob and commits more atrocities. A new Republican government kills everyone associated with the mob, and everyone's left feeling sort of rotten. So the solution? Hey, let's build a church. So the government decided a church should be dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, referring to a Roman Catholic devotion of focusing on Christ's love for humanity. A contest was held to determine who would design it. Construction started in 1875 and was completed in 1914. Communion services started in 1885 and have continued non-stop ever since. That's 24/7, 365, non-stop. Inside the church, there are hundreds of mosaics. They're so elaborate and large that they appear to be paintings when viewed from a distance. A mosaic in the back of the church called Christ in Majesty is among the largest in the world. We weren't allowed to use cameras inside Sacre Coeur, which makes me wonder since even Notre Dame allows cameras. But when no one was looking, I took this picture of one of the many mosaics using my camera phone. Here's Mackenzie, Pam, and Madison posing in front of Sacre Coeur.